I never planned to discover the truth that way. That morning, the kitchen still smelled of bitter coffee when I noticed Michael's journal lying open on the counter. I wasn't snooping, at least not at first. But his neat handwriting stretched across the page like a confession waiting to be read. My eyes froze on the words. 2 weeks before I move in with Ryan. I need to know if Michael is truly the one for me, or if I've wasted my prime years. The mug slipped in my hand. Steam fogged my glasses, but it wasn't the heat that burned me, it was those words. Ryan. Another man. A break from our marriage. My husband of 7 years was planning to live with someone else. Not because I had betrayed him, but because he wanted to test our love like it was some kind of science project. I didn't confront him right away. I sat there staring at the page until the coffee went cold. That evening, he came home as though nothing had changed. His hair was damp from the rain, a smile on his lips. "Long day?" he asked casually. I forced a smile, kissed his cheek, and hummed a tune as I walked past him, hiding the storm inside me. The next few days were unbearable. I packed small things, clothes, toiletries, laundry fresh from the dryer, pretending it was for work. Each night, I lay beside him, listening to his steady breathing, wondering how long he had been planning this, all while still telling me he loved me. On the 5th night, he turned to me in the dark. "Are you happy with me?" he whispered. My chest tightened. I muttered, "Of course. Why ask?" My eyes betrayed me, darting away. A week later, I finally broke. "I think we need space. I feel lost in this marriage," I confessed. His eyes widened. "By living with Ryan?" I asked quietly, my face pale. His response cut like glass. "You read my journal." Silence fell between us, suffocating. He tried to explain. "It's not what it looks like. Ryan's just someone I talk to. I needed to see if we're meant to be." I let out a bitter laugh. "You were about to move in with him." His eyes filled for a moment. "I wasn't going to sleep with him," he insisted. My laugh turned sharp. "Do you hear yourself? You nearly abandoned us just to test the waters." That night, he slept in the guest room. I stayed awake, staring at our wedding photo, every memory suddenly feeling wasted. But I didn't scream. I didn't beg. Instead, I made a plan. The next day, I went to the bank. I quietly separated our accounts, called a lawyer, changed the locks on the cabin, moved most of my belongings to my brother's place, and carried on as though nothing had changed. I kissed his cheek, asked about his day, watched him believe he was still in control. Then the day came. She stood by the door with a small suitcase, her voice low. "I'm leaving for a while. Please don't be angry." I forced a gentle smile. "I'm not angry. I hope you find what you're looking for." She left, convinced I would wait. 2 weeks passed. No calls. No texts. Then a few casual messages. Later, one desperate plea. I responded once, "Take your time." What she didn't know was that the divorce papers had already been sent to her lawyer. When she returned, expecting life to be waiting exactly as she'd left it, her key didn't turn. I opened the door halfway, leaning against the frame. "Michael, why the lock?" she asked, panic rising. "I changed it," I said calmly. "It's time we make this official." Her eyes widened. She tried everything, teasing, apologizing, begging, shouting. "You're overreacting. It wasn't an affair, just a break. Don't throw this all away." I stared at her, my heart pounding but steady. "You already threw it away. I'm just walking away from the wreckage." The divorce was cold, methodical. I kept the house, most of the savings. Ryan vanished from her life as quickly as he'd entered. She ended up struggling in a small apartment, weighed down by debts she hadn't prepared for. Months later, I saw her in a grocery store. She approached timidly. "Michael, can we talk?" We sat over cheap coffee. Her eyes dropped. I was stupid. I thought I was proving something. I didn't argue. I simply stood and left, never looking back. Betrayal doesn't fade easily. It lingers like smoke long after the fire is gone. But eventually the air clears. I rebuilt my life on my own terms. And someday, maybe, I'll meet someone who doesn't treat love like an experiment. Because love is a choice, and she had already made hers.